Hey everyone, welcome to the CaptainDrone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I am a drone pilot, but I also fly RC warbirds. This here is the P-40B, part of the Flying Tigers. That's why it's got a little tiger emblem on it. I have my FMS hat on, so this must mean this plane is made by FMS and sold by FMS. Now I just assembled this plane. I put it together, I took it out of the box, put it together, and I haven't flown it yet. So in this video, I'm going to show you me assembling it. That's going to be really quick. I'll show you that later. But what I want to do now is tell you about the plane and then go out to the field and take it for a maiden flight. Here we go.
Starting from the front, you can see we have a 3-bladed prop that is connected to a powerful brushless motor and a 70 amp ESC. This plane arrives with many of the graphics already applied. In addition, the detail on this plane is of a high standard. Check out the targeting sight for the pilot. Looks pretty good. The plane even comes with an external fuel pod that is removable. For indicator lights, you have the usual green and red on the wingtips. For surface controls, you have ailerons, flaps, elevators, and rudder. The main landing gear tucks nicely up under the main wings. The tail landing gear is also hidden during flight, but dropped during landings. And here's a demo of the main landing gear descending for landing. So overall, this is one of the nicest P-40Bs currently on the market that money can buy. Now for this maiden flight, I'm going to be using a 4000 mAh 4S LiPo battery.
All right, check out this morning. Look at this. We have a bit of fog on the ground, but when you look up, you can see blue skies and cloud. Fog just seems to be along the ground, so this should be pretty cool for our flight this morning. Back here we have our P-40B in the back of my Jeep, and I have to put the landing gear down. All right, so what we'll do is put a battery in it. Now the battery in this plane sits in a little plastic tray, so you just put your battery in. So here's the tray, and the tray slides into the forward section. Slide it down in the front till it clicks, and we're all set to go. Next, take my radio, make sure it's on the right model, plug in the battery tightly. I don't want that flying out in the air. That's all good. And now let's put the landing gear down. So you can see the plane with the battery in. I can actually hold it in one hand. It's not that heavy. So let's put the landing gear down.
Gear down.
There we go. And yeah, we'll go put it down on the ground. All right, the good thing is the fog is lifting, so this will make it much easier to see the plane. Doesn't seem like there's any wind today, so I have a choice. I could take off towards the forest or take off towards the school. I think I'll go towards the forest.
Now to bring you some great camera footage, I'm adding an Insta360 Go camera to the nose of the plane as well as the belly of the plane.
Now let's check the CG. I think the CG is still good. All right, before we take off, let's make sure everything works. Our surface area, so we have our ailerons, that's good. We have our elevators back there. And we have our rudder. And we also have flaps underneath. You probably can't see them,
Flaps mid.
but there we go, I'll put flaps mid. And let's check our motor.
Motor armed.
Sounds pretty good. Looks like we're ready to go. All right, this is the maiden flight. The runway is pretty bumpy. I hope the plane doesn't nose over. I do have an Insta360 camera on the nose and one underneath to capture some video. So let's arm it. We got a little bit of flaps and let's go. See if we can get a nice takeoff. Ooh, she just glides in the air. Look at that. Bring it around. Go through the sun, do my normal blinding myself. I'm squinting my eyeballs. There we go, I'm gonna put the flaps up.
Flaps level.
See if I can get a loop here. And as we're coming at me, I'm bringing it down and the gear's going up. Gear should be going up as we're looking at it. And there we go. I'm not flying this very fast at all. All right, let's bring it around. I'm gonna give it a lot more throttle now with the gears up. Let's bring this way. I'm gonna close my eyes because there's the sun. I'm gonna dive it down at me.
4 minutes.
Diving it down. Look at this thing. So you get a nice view of it. Look at that. Whoa, it's nice and quiet. Over to the right. Spin it around. This will keep it out of the sun. Give it some good throttle. Dive down at me, full throttle. There she goes. Through the sun, and there we go back. It definitely does look like the World War II movies. It looks pretty decent. Now I know why people love this plane. Bring it around nicely, let it dive a bit, lose some speed. There we go, and right at me here.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
There she goes. Isn't that a beautiful looking plane? Do a nice tight turn. I have done no trimming on this plane. It does need some trimming because I can see that I might have the ailerons a little bit off kilter. It just seems to tip a little bit to one side, but that's okay. I don't do trimmings on Maidens because I'm talking all the time, and if I do trimmings, I stop talking and start touching my radio and everything else. So I do that usually on the second or third flight. But for an untrimmed plane, this thing here is pretty awesome. Look at that. I'm gonna put the landing gear down and see if I can do a touch and go. Touch and go on a Maiden. I don't know about that. It's pretty scary, but here we go. I'm bringing it over.
Gear down.
Gear's going down as I'm turning.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Bring the nose up so I don't hit those trees. I'm gonna let it fall out of the sky. Ooh, it's got some speed to it for a touch and go, but look at that. And there we go. Going back up. Woohoo!
Gear up.
So I had speed on that touch and go, and my left wing was a little wimpy. So yeah, the ailerons are off a bit. I'm gonna have to trim those. But anyways, what can I tell you about this plane? First off, it's gorgeous. As you can see, as we do these little pass-by flights going by, I'm gonna go on my other side now. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It just looks like it needs to go on a strafing run the way it's flying. It's so cool. It's an easy flying plane. Like I'm hardly touching the joysticks. It's doing what I need it to do. I'm not fighting it. There's no trimming. This is right out of the box. I just guess at what all the angles should be on the elevator and the rudder. I run everything at high rates. That's the way I do my Maidens. This plane does come with FMS reflex, but the one I have doesn't have FMS reflex. If you don't know what reflex is, it's a gyro system that gives you stability. It makes it really easy to fly. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go one more pass and I'm gonna land it. So here, let's do a low pass in front of us. Nice and low with no landing gear down. Woohoo! She was getting low at the end there. Oh, it wanted to land. Okay, landing gears down. All right, we'll bring it back and we'll land it this time. I've got it really high now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna let the throttle go off, almost to zero. Right now it's just using the speed from falling out of the sky. And coming down, nice. A little bit of bounce into the forest and nose over because I hit the wet grass and kill the motor.
Timer reset and motor disarmed.
There we go. Plane is still in perfect shape, but it is soaking wet. That was a great flight. Lots of grass on there. All right, check that out. Check out all the grass on the nose here, just from that little flip. So if you're new to RC planes, one thing that you may not know is that you can't land an RC plane in wet grass. The wet grass acts as a braking system. So you land any plane in wet grass, you're gonna tear off the landing gear. Or if it's like this, a tail dragger, it just noses over. So if that's gonna happen, make sure your prop, your throttle is at zero, because you don't want this spinning as it hits the grass or it's gonna break. The next thing I wanna do is check how much power is remaining in my 4S LiPo battery that I put inside. It's a 4000 4S LiPo battery. I want to see how much power I used on that flight going around for 5 minutes. So we're going to check that. But before we get to that, how about I show you the box this comes in, taking it out of the box and assembling it in super quick time. It'll take like seconds. Check this out.
Let me begin by showing you what the box looks like and what comes in the box. Here we have the box. It's somewhat large. The good thing is everything is nicely packaged inside. Inside the box you have the instruction manual, the main wings, and you'll notice that the wheels are already installed as well as all the graphics. Next there is a wing spar as well as wing clamps to hold the wings in place. Next there are the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. And of course the main fuselage with the motor already installed, electronics already installed. Then you have your nose gear and prop blades, a bag full of screws and bolts so that you can assemble everything. And finally you have the external fuel tank. Now let me show you how easy it is to assemble this plane. 4 linkage connections are included, 2 for the ailerons, 2 for the flaps. Simply install them in the proper location. Next, take the wing spar, slide it through the main wing, do the exact same thing on the opposite main wing, pull the wires through the top and then slide the wings together. Next, take the 2 wing clamps, put them on the main wings, and that will hold the wings together. Now you have the option to permanently install the external fuel tank by putting a screw through it, or you can forget about that portion and attach it later. Next, attach the rear horizontal stabilizer, then secure it in place with the included 2 screws. At this point you can attach the elevator linkage if you desire. The vertical stabilizer simply slots into position, and to secure the vertical stabilizer, you must put a screw through the bottom. You can do this now or wait until you lower the rear landing gear. To install the main wings, take those wires that are dangling, slide them into the fuselage, then secure the main wings into position with the included 4 screws. To assemble the propeller, take the base plate, put 6 nuts in the bottom, flip it over, attach one of the 3 blades, and then secure each blade with the included screws. When everything is completed, it will look like this. At this point, you can attach the included stickers on the prop blades if you desire, and to attach the prop assembly to the plane, simply slide it over the shaft, attach the locking nuts securely, then install the nose cone and use the included screw to lock it in place. And that's it. That's all there is to it for the assembly of this plane.
Okay, so let's take off the cover, put a little GoPro back here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to yank out the battery with one hand. There we go. And there we go. So now I can just check it right here. Plug in our battery checker and see what the remaining voltage is. It says, well, that's not bad. Hopefully the GoPro picks that up. We're at 50% battery voltage remaining after a 5-minute flight on this 4,000 milliamp hour 4-cell LiPo battery. So that's pretty decent. And I flew for 5 minutes. So with 50% remaining, you might think you can get 10 minutes. No, you can't, but you can definitely get 7 minutes of flight time on this beast. All right, back to me. So this is a plane by FMS. It's 1,400 millimeters in wingspan. So it's big, but it's not super big. You can definitely fit it in your car. You saw it fits in my Jeep, no problem. Running on a 4S battery is much better than running on a 6S because 4S batteries weigh less, they cost less, and yeah, it's very economical on the flight. This plane looks stunning in the air, as you saw in this video, and if you bring it to any field, people are going to run around and check it out because it's a classic. It's a classic World War II warbird plane, and FMS has done a great job. This one here looks stunning. Lots of detail. It looks really good. So I'm going to put links to this plane below. You can find it on various sites. It's probably at your local hobby store, and if you can't find it at your local hobby store, then definitely check the links below. It'll take you to FMS and some other places around the world, and you can see if it's the plane for you. And as I mentioned while it was flying, you can get it with reflex or without reflex. This one has no reflex in it, but if you're a beginner and you've only been flying a few planes, you might want to get it with reflex. Reflex is a little orange unit. I don't know, can you see it? It's one of these corners here. It sits in the plane, it comes in there, you plug your receiver into it, and it gives you stability in flight. The plane can't flip over or anything, and it flies nice and straight. It's really good. I'm a big fan of reflex for takeoff and landings, but this plane didn't come with it. So hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have questions on this plane, just post them below and I'll get back to you. Catch you in another video soon. Bye.